You wake up to an alarm clock. You don't think about it. You just groan, hit snooze, and go back to sleep. But 200 years ago, that simple object didn't exist. And without it, an entire profession was born just to make sure you woke up on time. Stick around, because the jobs you're about to see were once completely normal. Today, they sound like fiction. Let's go back and live a day in 5 jobs that vanished from the world. Job 1. You are a knocker-up. Every night, you walk the foggy streets of an industrial town with a long bamboo pole. Your job is simple. Wake people up for their factory shift. No alarm clocks exist yet, so you knock on bedroom windows one after another until your customers groan and wave you off. You get paid pennies per customer, per week. Miss a wake-up call, and someone loses a day's wages. So you remember every single window on your route, every single time. Why did it disappear? The affordable mechanical alarm clock showed up in the early 1900s, and suddenly, nobody needed a human alarm clock tapping on their glass at 4 a.m. Here's the fact that sticks. Some knocker-ups use dried peas shot through a blowpipe instead of a pole just to reach upper-floor windows. A human paintball gun just to get you out of bed. Job 2. You are a rat catcher. London, the 1800s. Rats are everywhere, spreading disease through crowded slums. You're hired by the city, and you walk in armed with nothing but a terrier dog, a cage, and bare hands. Your day is spent crawling through sewers and basements, grabbing rats by hand to avoid damaging the pelt, because some buyers want them alive. Alive rats got sold for rat-baiting entertainment, where dogs would fight them in a pit for a crowd's amusement. Why did the job disappear? Modern sanitation, sewer systems, and chemical pest control made hand-catching obsolete by the 20th century. Surprising fact. The most famous rat catcher in England was hired by Queen Victoria herself, with the official title, Ratcatcher to the Queen. Yes, that was a real royal job title. Job 3. You are a leech collector. You wade into a cold marsh, roll up your trousers, and wait. Doctors across Europe believe bloodletting cures almost everything, and leeches are the tool of choice. Your job is to stand in the water and let the leeches attach to your own legs, then pull them off and sell them to pharmacies. Demand is so high in the 1800s that wild leech populations crash in some regions. You might collect hundreds in a single freezing afternoon, covered in bites the whole time. Why did it disappear? Medicine evolved. Doctors realized bloodletting often did more harm than good, and the entire industry shrank as germ theory and modern treatments took over. Memorable fact: leech collectors sometimes used old horses as bait instead of their own legs, walking the animal into the water first. Lucky horse. Unlucky job either way. Job 4. You are an ice cutter. Before refrigerators, ice came from frozen lakes. You head out in the dead of winter with a horse-drawn saw, cutting massive blocks of ice straight out of the ice. Each block weighs hundreds of pounds. You haul them onto sleds, then store them in sawdust-insulated ice houses to keep them frozen through summer. The work is brutal and dangerous. Men fall through cracked ice constantly. But this ice supplies entire cities with refrigeration, shipped by train across the country. Why did it disappear? The electric refrigerator. Once homes could make their own ice, the entire ice-cutting industry melted away within a few decades. Surprising fact. At its peak, ice harvesting was a massive global trade. Blocks of American lake ice were shipped all the way to India, packed in sawdust to survive the months-long voyage. Job 5. You're a pure finder. This is the job nobody wants to talk about at dinner. Your task is to walk the city streets each morning collecting dog droppings, known politely as pure. You sell it to tanneries, where it's used to soften leather during the tanning process. You carry a covered basket, and you know which streets have the most dogs better than anyone alive. It's disgusting work, but it pays steady money in a world with very few job options. Why did it disappear? Modern chemical tanning agents replaced it completely by the early 1900s, and the job vanished within a generation. Memorable fact: Pure Finders developed a reputation for being able to tell, just by sight, which dog produced which dropping, because different leather needed different quality, a skill nobody asked for, mastered anyway. So here's the thing. Every one of these jobs felt permanent to the people doing them. Stable income, real skill, a trade passed down, and every single one disappeared within a generation or two, replaced by a machine, a discovery, or a simple new invention. Somewhere right now, a job you consider completely normal is on the same countdown. The world doesn't ask permission before it changes. It just changes. And one day, someone will watch a video about your job and wonder how anyone ever lived that way.